Welcome to The Conscious Spirit. I'm Pam.
I'm Mari-Lyn. Together, we are TCS Everyday Psychics. Pam and I are also professional mediums with over 20 years combined experience in the paranormal. Mm-hmm. If you need paranormal help,
yes,
we can help you. We do not need to be in your location, so anywhere in the world, if you need help or have questions, email us at tcseverydaypsychics@gmail.com
or go to our website, theconsciousspirit.net, and you can get a hold of us through there as well.
Yes. So please, there's no need to live in that kind of chaos. So if you need
we
help,
can help you.
Reach out.
Yep. What video are we watching today?
Today we are doing another A&E. It is Ghost Hunters Haunted Lighthouse with tons of paranormal activity.
Well, that would explain a few things,
Yes,
wouldn't
it would. Yes, it would.
So before we sit down to do these videos, what we do is we open sacred space, we prepare ourselves, we call in our guides that help us with the paranormal. I call in my team of interdimensional guardians, and that's all to prepare us so we're not attacked, we don't get hurt, we don't get sick, etc. And then we call in the energy. Well, we did that right before we started this video, and we both got the message we need to be doing more of that for you so you can see what we do. We've already done the sacred space and all of that. I don't know, you guys might think that's a little boring, but I think you might like, we're going to call in the energy now. So we're going to do that. Yeah. So Spirit, we ask you to connect with the energy of this lighthouse. We ask you to bring in that energy to us so we can get all the information needed. We can hear, see, feel, know, respond. We call in any spirits from this location who want to come in, and talk to us, with our guardians standing by. Okay, so there's a man here, he really wants to be crossed over. He feels really old. He's just tired of being there. I'm not sure if he were... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
See, this is the compassion. This is why she's the one that crosses over spirits, because she really feels like this is what she's called to do.
I can feel his emotions so strongly.
Yeah. Before we're going to go ahead and cross him over, I think, instead of waiting until the end of the video. What can you tell us about him?
Honestly, the emotion is so strong. There is not much more that I'm feeling. There is so much despair and loneliness.
I got a drowning. I got that he drowned.
That would be the sore throat.
Okay.
That would be my sore throat.
Really super cold water or something.
Thank you. That's
okay. So,
sorry, I feel a little useless at the moment.
You don't be. This is what she does. This is what she's good at. So what I do is I hold space for her during this time. I help keep her vibration high so she can do the job that she needs to do, and she can speak with the spirits. And she does the same for me when I need it to do my thing. So that's why we work so well together. Do you want to...
He was in a shipwreck.
Okay. And he drowned.
Many years ago.
Yeah, very turbulent. I can see that the waves, they're really turbulent, like he was being flopped around, and it feels like he went overboard.
Ripped his boat apart.
Okay.
There were many of them that just got thrown. And
Right.
thankfully, many of them that were on his ship, they crossed over.
And he did not.
He did not. He was high-ranking, and the guilt,
Oh, the guilt. Yeah.
the guilt that he still carries today,
Yeah.
for allowing what happened.
Okay. Okay.
It is not your fault.
Okay. So before even the light is already here, his transportation over is already been set. I assume that Mari-Lyn already did that probably in her head, but I'm just letting you know that it's happening.
Thank you.
So she's going to go ahead and, if you can talk out loud, we'd appreciate it so the viewers know what you're doing.
Okay. His name is Samuel, but he wants me to call him Gus.
But, okay. Fair enough.
So, Gus is so ready. He is already aware of the light.
Oh, and look at the men that they're coming in to help him over.
He is stepping into the light very, very cautiously, but as he steps in, his hand is actually in mine. As he tips his head, and he has just moved on with the light, and he has gone with his crew.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you, Gus. Yeah. Whoo!
Okay. So, many of you are just going to have to take our word for it that that's what happened.
I will get better at speaking this out loud.
Yes.
Normally it's
okay.
a very, for me, it's a very personal journey that I kind of take with these spirits. So thank you for your patience
Yes.
in that.
Yeah. That was so touching when they all came in to greet him over, and you could feel his. It was like I don't know. Sometimes we call them spirit emotions or spirit words because we can't quite get to the right word. But the guilt turned into grief, and then turned into just, I don't know, appreciation or
Gratitude.
joy, gratitude, good
And
word.
some compassion.
Yes.
And I'm not quite sure that wasn't even self-compassion that he was maybe feeling.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, all right, thank you. Our guardians are going to stay with us. We're going to keep the open space. We're not taking anything down yet. We're staying in the energy, and we're going to go ahead.
Oh man, we haven't even watched it. I forgot.
Nope.
We haven't even watched this yet.
So,
Okay.
there you go. That's what we do. And there, I'm gonna, before we start, while you're getting that together, typically, if we're doing this like with these videos, you have to have permission to go. Like if the entities are in a home or whatever, we need permission from the homeowners. There's a real thing of free will, that we're not able to cross someone's free will, etc. However, when they come through like that and ask it for it, then we're allowed to. We're not crossing anyone's boundaries or anything like that. So that's why we were able to do that. And so anyone else in that lighthouse, we will not be able to do anything about unless they come through and ask. So, all right. Just so everyone understands that part of it. All right.
Mustafa and Kristen investigating the lighthouse at 11:30 p.m.
All right, I'm gonna set a REM pod, I think down here, and then maybe we'll go up like halfway,
It's a REM pod.
and then we'll put one all the way on the top landing.
A REM pod is a device that is
Bigger
used to
than
detect
I
motion.
saw.
You touch it,
Which
there.
typically happens.
Any kind of movement, and they're not shy about letting you know when there's movement. Here's the REM pod for the top landing.
Putting it down, as you can see.
If you're in one location of an investigation,
I
you
did a
hear a
mother
REM
and
pod go
daughter,
off, you think,
like a
oh, okay,
small
you'll know
daughter
that
and
there's
a mom.
movement that caused that.
We can take breaks as we go up, so we're not like crazy.
Hello? I'm Kristen, this is Mustafa. Just gonna walk around a little bit. Check your lighthouse out. Just let us know who's here with us.
I think I just saw that man that was just here. Wait, go ahead.
I feel a whole ton of energy in there. I can't
That might be the
separate a
one
lot
there.
of it.
Oh,
Let's go.
there's a lot. I'm gonna stop this real quick.
Yeah.
I think part of that too is it's so old, and you can only assume that a lighthouse is on the water,
Right.
or at least close. And there's so much energy with water, especially the ocean.
True.
So there's something with that in the way the energy is held there. Typically, ocean,
Yeah.
what that energy is very cleansing and moves through, but there's something that it's not. It's not cleansing.
It would be really interesting to know what the moon is doing when they
there-
shot this
that's-
video.
mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see.
It's blinking.
But I did see the man that we just crossed over. He would still
It's
be in the
blinking
video.
up there.
Just he's gone now.
Let's go up there. What was going off?
So Mustafa and I, we experienced activity on the REM pods pretty much right when we got in there.
I think
They
it's
were
just
flashing,
not
they
the
were
energy. I
going
don't
off, and so we tried to
think
follow
it's
that activity
necessarily
the best we
entities.
could. Are we gonna play chase? Is that
I
you
wish she
playing
was
with
nicer.
us?
I wish she had more compassion.
See anything? What was that?
It's not up there.
I was upstairs.
Here, I wanna get a good angle. Which one is that one?
I think it's the one right beneath us. Please make contact. We won't mind.
But that is going off.
There's definitely some activity. Something's tripping that up. Something's setting that off.
So I'm gonna stop real
Can
quick.
you-
Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm just laughing. Make contact. We won't mind. What about how the ghost feels? What about that poor spirit
Yes.
that is stuck in there?
Okay. Well, when I was getting that anger, I was saying when I said I wish she were more compassionate.
Yes.
That was not my anger.
Okay.
That was not my anger. There's a collective anger. I was trying to tune into who is it that's whose energy am I getting from, and it's a collective energy that is just. It's not pissed off. It's just irritated, frustrated. Just go away, like kind of like when a fly is bugging you, and you're like, it's that kind of feeling. And so that's what happened there. Okay, let's keep going.
Make our little gadget
Right on cue.
right on cue. We would get to one level of a REM pod, then we'd hear the REM pod going off at another level. It could almost be taken like whatever there may have been in there with us was sort of playing with us.
Since I was here last, you had an increase in activity.
No, they're just trying to
Personally,
get
I
away
wanted to
from
bring
it.
the team here because I love this place and I wanted to share it with them. Daryl and I went into the Lighthouse. We were doing our investigation and Daryl decided to head up. Here's the footage of what Daryl and I experienced.
Basically, I'm at the very, very top, and I had the tri-field meter with me. Caught on to something, and then out of nowhere, I hear this loud bang. What the hell was that? Holy cow!
And that's definitely not an easy door to open.
Unfortunately, we don't really have an answer on it. But the difference between when I was here last and now was mostly the activity outside has increased.
Yeah.
We sent Brandon and Brian out into the woods.
Okay.
This team had an experience that was really strange.
It's something big as hell, man.
I know it's big. It's like Sasquatch.
Here.
I know, man.
So here's the situation. They had a thermal imaging camera that they expected to catch something, and they scanned around and there was no evidence for an animal.
It's something paranormal. I can't explain it.
But, I mean, if you look back at the activity, there's no malice in any of it. None of it. So definitely something going on the property. I think it's safe to come here. This place felt way more welcoming than the other times I was here. And I think that's due to the fact that the people here, like, you really care about this place. And you really care about the people that lived and worked here. And I think that's why it's becoming more and more active and probably more alive
They just showed a woman and
than
two
it has
kids.
before.
Yeah, I like that.
I only saw one, but okay. We're gonna turn that off. Okay. So, where to start? No one else came through for us to help them. There was that man. I believe it was him who slammed the door. He wanted help. He didn't want all the poking around. They don't like it. They don't like it. As far as out on the property, that's another area where we would have to do something with the land, give gratitude, give gifts, heal the land. There's a lot of I felt a lot of unrest out there when they had gone out there. I did not feel it prior to it. I was just focused on the lighthouse, so it didn't even come into my consciousness until they started talking about the land, and then I got a quick just feel of it.
Yeah. So the woman and the children, the picture that they showed, and I know it's mediumship 101. You say what you get.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't. I was still kind of, over emotional with Gus. I definitely felt that woman. Okay. I did not the children.
I felt one. I didn't see both. I felt one child.
But yeah, I definitely sensed her.
Yeah.
And they like that woman that they were interviewing with. The woman that's there really likes that, I don't know, curator or the gal that runs the place. She's very compassionate.
So they were right when they were saying that. Yeah. So one of the things that, though I appreciate that she is kind to them, one of the things is we can. It's an unhealthy relationship to get attached to, emotionally attached, not like they're jumping her or anything like that.
Right.
Emotionally attached to someone in spirit, and then vice versa. It's very unhealthy. It actually keeps them here. It keeps them from moving over and getting the help they need. So it's really not a good thing to do. But if it were us, we would go in, we'd cross over whoever else was in that lighthouse, clear out. I clear out that energy. I'm not sure exactly because of the. It was weird how it was piling up there. I wasn't quite
on the outside or the inside.
The inside. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. I would definitely need more time. That was just a couple of minutes here.
Yeah.
I would need a lot more time to find out why it's gathering there. There's a reason for that. I think that's part of the reason those things were beeping was the energy, not necessarily spirits running around touching them.
Yeah. Because there was a ton of energy in there that I couldn't separate.
Yeah, so. But it wasn't super heavy. It wasn't super dense, low vibration. It was not that at all. It was just a fear vibration. Just sort of people who are sensitive might feel it. Other people probably would not. And then on the grounds, we'd have to call in our shaman and and do some work there. And again, I only tuned into it for just a few minutes while they were talking. I didn't know.
Yeah, what I tuned into around the grounds, there was a lot of, I don't know, I'm going to say residual energy that has come from the ocean.
Okay.
I don't know how
that
exactly
lands.
to explain that.
that landed, yeah.
But all of that energy that's in the ocean, of trauma, tragedy, whatever, the sea mist and the wind and however the stars and the moon affected all, the tide, there's a lot of that has come into the land and it's just stopped.
Okay. It'd be fun to go there and check it out.
It would be.
But they wouldn't want us there because they don't want everything cleared up.
Exactly, which is a real shame.
Yes. So, well, thank you. We hope you enjoyed today.
Yes. Hope so.
We are going to, once we go off camera, then we'll close down our sacred space and we'll do all of that. Pretty much most of the energy left with that gentleman that was here, but there'll just be a little bit of cleaning up to do. Subscribe to our channel, please.
Yes,
we would
please.
Love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Leave us some messaging down in the comments. If if you have questions, you want to know something, you want to recommend a video for us to watch, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like this video.
If you need help,
Yes.
have questions, please reach out to us.
Yes.
It's not a healthy situation for the living or the dead to be in constant contact with each other. So
yeah, it seems like fun and dandy at the time. It's like, oh, I'm excited. I'm in a, I have a ghost in my house or whatever. But it's really, really not healthy. It's like a dysfunctional relationship.
Yeah.
It's very chaotic.
It really
is.
is.
And it snowballs over time.
And I want to say, if you have activity in your home and you feel like you don't want that person to leave you, please know that once that person has crossed over and they are healed and a whole being, you can invite them, you can invite their energy to come and visit you, and chances are they will.
Yeah, and it's a much, much healthier vibration for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chances are really high. They will come, they will visit you. It will be a one-time. You will know instantly that they are better off and that you are better off.
Yeah.
And it'll be just better for everyone.
Yes, because when they're earthbound, they live in fear and guilt and shame and depression and anger, and it's just not healthy.
It's not good. So.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And again, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.